Please note,
I'll
this
just
session is
started
being
the recording.
recorded.
And here we go. So this was the workbook which you submitted today. You sent to me. So I was just going through it. I have just few questions before I start sharing my observation. Uh,
Okay.
I basically directly went ahead and looked into this dashboard. So you mentioned data for promotion, review, and bonus. But one thing which I was not able to understand the kind of filters you have applied. So what were you trying to do? Can you please elaborate?
Okay. For the first one, I made a calculated field for attrition.
Mhm.
So for those that their attrition was yes, they will be qualified for 30% bonus, and those that the attrition is low, they'll be qualified for 10% bonus.
Okay. So are you saying like you have created a calculated field?
Yeah.
Which one? What is the name of that calculated field?
So it's relation for uh relations, yeah, relations start.
Okay, so you mentioned if relationship satisfaction is greater than 2, then 30% bonus and 10% bonus.
Yes.
So this is the flag what you have created, right?
Yes.
Okay, but we already had a kind of appraisal field wherein we could have kind of got the information related to the like appraisal, how much appraisal they got. So like performance rating is there, and then percentage hike salary. But that's fine. I mean, if you have created by your own, that's fine. So that is what you are plotting here, right?
Yes, please.
Okay. So the employee number and against that the relationship satisfaction.
Yeah.
Okay. And this is what? This is the sum of monthly income.
Yeah. So
Fine.
the top 10 employees will be
Mhm.
qualified for it. The top 10 employee with the monthly income will be qualified for the attrition, for the bonus. Let's sit down.
So how attrition is coming here in picture? I don't see that. Over here, if you see, like we have employee
Sorry,
number,
sorry.
we
I mean,
have.
sorry, the relationship,
Mhm.
not attrition. Sorry.
Right. So it is by relationship. Fine.
Yes.
Now we have you have given filter for employee number. So if I want, I can search by this particular field. I should be able to filter it out. So what's happening here? Okay, fine. So we are able to kind of filter too. Fine, filter is fine. Then you mentioned top 20 by count of employee. Okay. Now here another issue what I see, like limit top 20 by count monthly income. Anything like where you get salary or things which can be kind of aggregated, right? Avoid taking the count over there because here the count of monthly income uh, is of no use.
Okay.
Are you getting my point? Because monthly income, right? Different people have will have different. Over here, if you are doing count of monthly income, let's say there are two people and having the same income, right? It will be counted as two. I mean, I don't know what impact it will put it on our data. If you really want to take the count, you can simply take the count of even employee number here, right? Or employees count. But better would be if you take it by, yeah, better would be if you take it by sum over here, right? Let me just go ahead and look into the filters. You have taken the monthly income and count, right? Count of income won't kind of give you a better information. It will not give in any valid information. Had it been a sum, we can say that top 20 people I'll be getting by some, right? So it will show you top 20 by by salary, monthly income. On top of this, I think it's always better to show labels so that the person who is looking at the report, they should be able to see all your information what you are trying to showcase,
Okay.
right? Okay, going back to the next one. So this is the job role by promotion. Job role by promotion. Promoted. Okay, so what are you trying to represent here?
Okay, yeah. Now for you, I was trying to present that if your for attrition is yes, you'll be you'll be promoted. Otherwise, if no, you you'll be for review. You'll be reviewed.
Okay, so are you trying to kind of define a strategy basis the data? I mean, I remember I asked like provide the solutions. So are you trying to do that? Like let's say if somebody has a flag of attrition, I will kind of give a promotion and then try to kind of stop them in order to leave the organization. Is it?
Yeah, not live. Okay, you can say that, but not really living, but
Mhm.
maybe his application or whatever will be
Mhm.
reviewed.
Okay. Okay.
Just my own term anyway. Just
No, no, that's fine. So this attrition one, you're saying if attrition is equal to yes, then promoted, else review. Fine. And okay, so but what info? See, uh, if you look at these two boxes over here, right? One box says promoted managers, and another one is review managers under review, right? Apart from this flag, apart from this flag like review and promoted, what else information you are getting out of it?
and okay, and depends on the for the on the what for the promoted and reviewed
Mhm.
for the uh uh reviewed years of okay for the average for year average years the person has worked two. I also said for the average years the person has worked, and if the application is possible is yes, promoted. If not to that particular average, it should be reviewed.
Mhm.
Something.
No, that I understood. I mean, this is the flag that is understood that these managers should be promoted. I mean, kind of they are tired, or for them attrition is yes, and for these attrition is no, right? So that's clear. But again, I can see different sizes, different color over here. So what this information gives user in one go. Let's say if I have maximized, right? Now,
Mm.
what information you are able to draw out of it, or any person, any third person who's looking at this dashboard, what information they will get out of this dashboard?
Could also say maybe the year, the average year, the for the manager that was reviewed, maybe the
Mhm.
average year was not up to the requirement.
Mhm. Okay, so first of all, over here we have used area chart, right? Now,
Mm.
my question was basically if you have given different area as well as different colors, you need to mention that on what basis you are giving the area and what basis you are giving the color. So that see if you show these things on label itself, right? I mean, for example, you have kept size by average of years. So if I do the same on label also, right? Now it shows 16. So at least I will know, because the number over here is 16 and number over here is 14, right? It has a bigger number, and what is that? It's the average years at the company.
Okay.
Because this number is higher, that's why the area of this particular box is higher, right? Now you can say like the managers who are with average years of 16 year in the company need to be kind of promoted, else they will resign, or they will get attrition.
Okay.
You getting? Whereas there are 14, there are other managers, right? Over here, I would like to take the count also. That will give me better picture. For example, when I say count, I can either go ahead and take that field. I had one field called E, right? Or if not, you can just take and take it as count. So I would say that there are five managers. I mean, I further need to relabel it. I will say there are five managers with the average number of years in the company of 16, sorry, with the average 16 years of the experience in the company need to be promoted, else they will resign. Over here, there are 97 managers with only 14 years of average experience in the company. They can be reviewed, right?
Okay.
So you need to put that information in the dashboard so that you can make a story, or make at least your observation, right? So that is what is required. Now over here, I put 16 and 5. Again, if I'm looking at a third person as a third person, maybe I will not be able to kind of make sense that what it is.
What is it?
What is what is 16? What is 5?
Okay.
Until unless I don't put my cursor on tooltip, I will not know that. Or let's say I don't want to use mouse, but still I want to show that information. You need to go to labels. You need to edit this. Over here, you can put, this is your average years at company. So you will say average years at company. Second thing is attrition. So you over here you will say, because basis attrition one, you have drawn your flag. So we can say attrition flag. And for this particular thing, because it's just number of records I have taken as count, so I will say employee count. Employee count, and then last field will be, it's a job role. So we can simply mention is that job role. Now if I just apply this, now you would see, okay, now it looks like it's too much text, but you can, kind of reduce it, because again it's not looking that good because it has huge text now. So you can maybe reduce it a bit. But again, over here, if you see, it is very clear that average years of experience at company 16, attrition flag promoted, employee count 5, and job role is manager. Right? So this thing is clear over here. But again, the same information what you are trying to represent, you could have some other chart also. Until unless you will not explain this 16 and 14, this chart is kind of avoidable, right? Only because of the 16 and 14, this chart suits here. Otherwise, it doesn't add much value. Okay, now let's go to dashboard. So this is what you created here. Now I was thinking, like, as soon as I landed on this dashboard, I was thinking like if I click anything over here in the first chart, my second chart will get filtered. So have you created something like that, or is it both are separate?
Yeah, I think I should be able to work on that. That's how it's supposed to be anyway.
Okay. So
So
what was
I need to defeat her.
Mhm. The only thing which was working here, and I think that is good again. If you click here, you were highlighting the related records. So you can see like all 10% bonus records are highlighted right now with the
Hmm.
highlighter functionality you have used, right? But not the filter one, right? Better would be like, let's say you selected or you are showing 30%, sorry, yeah, 30% bonus flag or highlighters here. Maybe similar kind of record should get filtered out in the second sheet. Getting
Yeah.
right? So, and it was very simple. I mean, you could have just simply selected this funnel icon. It could have done this job for you. So, right, because it is highlighted right now, the table below is also filtered, but it is showing only these records. I mean, because it is one employee, employee number. So I have selected one record, one employee. It is showing one employee over here. You can go for anybody else. It will show you that record. Fine. So you have used calculated field in this dashboard. What about parameters? Did you try parameter?
No, for the top 10, was that not parameter? Okay, was that filter by top 10, by top 20?
You can, okay, this one. No, but this is a simple filter you have used. It is not a parameter,
Okay.
right? You can do the same task, similar tasks using, parameter also.
Okay.
But right. But over here you have utilized filter. There is no parameter in this sheet, right? Because once you create parameters, it will be visible to each sheet. For example, I'll go back to my sheet, what I was covering on daily basis. So yeah. So if I go to any particular sheet, over here you will see you have all the sets and parameters. So these parameters can be seen from any sheet of this workbook. For
Okay.
example, this, for example, this, or for example, this, right? So any sheet where you have kind of same data source like sheet one, you will be able to see all the dimensions, all the measures, all the groups, all the sets and parameters, even the calculated fields also, right? Now, let's say if you are using multiple data sources, in that case, dimensions, measures, and sets will change. Groups will also change, but parameters will remain same. You will be able to see parameters on all the sheets, irrespective of the data source they use. Okay. So, any question before I move from this dashboard to next task?
Uh, was the calculated field okay? Because this is practically the first time I made a calculated field. I created one.
Mhm. No, so calculated field. See, that's why I said when you created it, I really like it because you have already you kind of implemented this. But you need to think about the business logic also, right? So over here, your logic was like if attrition flag is equal to, just a minute, let me open that flag what you created, relationship satisfaction. So that is what you have mentioned, right?
Yes.
If this is the business logic, I'm okay with it. We don't have any issue, right? But even you are working on a particular requirement given by a product owner, or you are working on a requirement, let's say by your own, right? Whenever you develop dashboards, you need to think about the real scenarios, real time scenarios. Okay, so the implementation wise, this is good. I don't have any issues, but yes, you could have given a better picture of the real scenarios, what happens in any organization. So this again talks about the kind of two things. You are giving flag and you are defining this strategy. But where is the actual descriptive analytics? When I say descriptive analytics, I'm talking about those charts, dashboards which you created in the first assignment. Basically, I wanted to know like what is the current status, what are the major challenges, and what is your recommendation basis those challenges. I wanted to see the complete picture in this dashboard. That is not there,
Okay.
right? This only talks about two charts, which kind of you are. I mean, it seems that you are trying to drive a solution, but it only talks about the solution side, not the problem side,
Okay.
right? So in any dashboard, you need to have all those three things, and that is why the filter action, what we covered the other day, they come in and play important role because user can drill down the information. Okay, fine. I mean, it's a good try. I would expect like you can continue working on it and just put parameters also, because parameter will include your both calculated field and filters. So if you work on parameters today, maybe tomorrow we can discuss it again.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So so far we covered these dashboards. The yesterday's topic, what we covered, the navigation between one dashboard to another. Uh, was it clear to you, or do you have any question? We created this home button over here, and then we created this landing page through which you can navigate from one dashboard to another.
Yeah, I've not practiced, so no question for now. I will have when I practice it.
Okay, fine, fine, fine. So, yeah, another thing what I wanted to kind of cover today, we kept one space over here in this particular dashboard, right? We still have a lot of space. I wanted to show you the drill down capability for a particular table, right? What we saw here, like if you select any particular segment, other things are definitely getting filtered. But let's say you are in a presentation, or maybe you are creating a dashboard wherein you can show all the levels of drill down, right? For example, over here, if I selected over here, I selected a consumer segment, then I will see my uh, dual axis chart wherein I have all the products, basically the product categories, subcategories over here. So you will see accessories, you will see appliances, paper, and many other things. Now, there could be another information where you will show the detailed records, right? For example, if it is copper, what are the products they lie under this coppers category, right? Sorry, copiers, under copiers category. Or if it is tables, what are the products they lie under this tables category, right? So over there, you can show all the information related to those individual products. For example, what was the cost, how many quantities they sold, what states this product was sold in. So all that information, right? So the logic behind a dashboard should be like at top you will show the high level summary. Then as you go, at least there has to be three steps in any dashboard. So high level summary, then little granular level trend, or maybe the second level of summary you can show. And in the one, basically, you should have a detailed records. So I remember like we had some cross tables over here, for example, this, but this doesn't have all the information. It has only region, it has states, and it has it is sales. Yeah, it is sales, and then time. So we have this information. I would like to create another cross table wherein we can put little more information for our dashboard. Okay, so I'll go ahead and kind of fetch all the information what I need to present here. So we'll have, starting from, maybe I can have geolocation, that hierarchy. We'll have country, region, state, city. This should be separate. Okay, I'll have geolocation. Then maybe we can have product category. So product hierarchy will have category, subcategory, and product name. I'll drag this also over here. So I have got enough number of dimensions for my data, right? This is the hierarchy which I have fetched, which means in one view only you'll be able to see your region, state, category, and then you'll be able to see, yeah, underlying fields in category. For example, category, subcategory, and product name. So we will have complete information here. Then another thing what I would try to kind of get my information related to date. So it could be your order date or it could be your sales date, whichever you want. You can fetch that. So I'll go ahead and look for order date, right? You can simply search whichever fields you want to search for. So it's order date right now in the year format. Fine. Then I will bring sales and I will bring profit also. So I have got two of my fields into my visualization. We'll format this a bit. Right. And similarly, I will put some formatting here for this particular sheet. So you need to be a little quick here because these are things which you'll be doing very frequently on any of the dashboards what you create. Fine. So for headers, I will be putting a shade here. Okay, I think I'm good with this. We'll call it summary cross table. And I'll go to this dashboard and will fetch the sheet. So this is the summary cross table. I will again follow the same approach. Will make it floating and then I'll drag this information so that I can set it anywhere I want, the way I want. I will not do it in the tiled format. So Bio, what are you comfortable so far? I mean, you have worked on two dashboards. Are you comfortable with floating or tiled approach? Bio, are you there?
I said I was comfortable with tile, but like floating seems better.
Mhm. Okay. Yeah. So that's why, when I covering first time, I even told that there are people who are comfortable with tile, but in my case, I'm quite comfortable with floating because it gives you kind of relief, right? That you can locate your worksheet wherever you want. Okay, so I still have some space over here. We'll put some other object into this white space. But yes, as we go, I was mentioning like we need to have kind of three level of filters on your dashboard. So over here, if you see, like first of all, I have segments. I can select a particular segment, like, for example, office supplies or sorry, home office of 2019. Fine. As soon as we kind of select this, similarly, your dual axis chart or the trend over here will get filtered it out. Now, out of this home office, you can select any of the objects, for example, let's say chairs. I'll do that. So right now, the two filters which are already applied. One is home office, one is chairs, right? So under home office, we have chairs as already filtered. Now, if you look at our scatter plot, or if you look at our cross table, it is filtered only for chairs under furniture, and you can see like different regions, state where this is being sold, and this is the profit amount what we have been earning throughout the year 2019, 18 and 19, and same goes with sales figures. Right now, over here we selected only 2019, right?
Mm.
My question is, why are we getting 2018 as well as 2019? Any idea?
No, shoot chairs 2019.
Okay. Over here, right? Over here, if you see in this first chart, our date was what? Sales date. Sorry, ship date. Are you able to see on tooltip? It says year of ship date.
Okay.
Shipping is the process wherein our order is confirmed, we might have payment, and then we are shipping. Right? The product is shipped at the last stage. When order is confirmed, we have cleared everything, then we'll kind of ship the product to the customers. So we are filtering this data basis ship date. Whereas the date what we have in the table here, that is order date, right? The order of these dates look little, I would say, kind of not correct. The order should be like, first of all, order date, then sales date, and then ship date. So what correction I will recommend here, I will recommend this correction. We can go here and change the ship date to order date or sales date. Then I think this issue will not be there. Actually, that was an issue. So I will go ahead and do sales date, because that is what sorry, order date, because we have order date over there. So this is order date. And then if I go back to the dashboard, right now, what I'll do, I'll just select a particular segment out of reference lines. And then if you'll see, like I have selected 2018, I'll select 2019 first of all, because we were looking at 19. So 19, now it has order date, not the ship date. And if I go down, we'll be able to see the dual axis chart. Let me select accessories over here. Okay, I'm still getting some records of 2018. Okay, for example, there are very few records, which means it could be like the order happened earlier, or no. Why would it show like that? If it is of 2019, okay, we need to look into the filters in this case. The reason being, if we applied our filter basis year, we need to see whether our filter has the same format everywhere or not. So in the first one, if you see, it's a dual axis chart. That is what we are applying right now. So show all the values. Fine. For the second one, product filter was something else. Sheet 2. Okay, this is from the ref line only. Product filters, ref line. Okay, over here we have defined few fields. I think I need to remove this and we should go for all fields. Then it should be fine. We need to check that also. So if it is 2018 now, okay. If it is corporate segment, any others? Home office, copiers, and fine. Okay, so do you see like now it seems to be fixed? By any question here? Earlier we were getting 2019 and 18 both data. Now after applying this filter or correcting that filter, because under dashboards, action filter, we were taking some limited fields earlier, right? Now I have selected to all the fields, and now for once I select 2019, I don't see any data related to 2018. Is that clear?
Yes. So basically, uh,
Mhm.
basically when you're done before when you're creating your dashboard, you must check everything to make sure they're all working properly, right?
No, right. That is fine. But what we did over here yesterday when we were working for
Mhm.
one particular filter, we mentioned here target filters, right? Selected fields. So what was happening over here? We had a filter of ship date, right? So basis ship date, we were trying to filter out some of our data. So I have actually order date, ship date, and sales date. There are three dates in my data. So if while applying the filter, if I'm using different dates at different place, the filter will not work properly, right? In order to create a filter, you can apply one field everywhere. For visualization, you can use anything, but in order to filter your data, you need to show one date. Then it will have a better clarity, right? If you are using sales data at one place to filter, you are using order data at second place to filter, then the filters will not work properly. And see, not it's not only with the dates; it's with any field, right? You need to use this common field in order to filter if you want to see consistent results. Okay. Another thing, I remember we used a sheet selector basically. So over here, before I move to the next point, was that clear, right? Or was there any further question?
No, no, that's fine.
Okay. So I'm kind of moving to this next portion where here, wherein earlier we created these two charts, sheet A and sheet B, and we had this implementation like basis this parameter, we were able to see our data in a particular sheet. So if I'm selecting B, I will see data in B, sheet B, and if I select A, I'll be able to see data in A. Do you want me to repeat this or should I proceed further? That how we implemented this.
No, you can repeat it.
Okay, so I'll just move ahead. We'll just do a little bit formatting over here, and then we'll drag this because on dashboard we have only one space left here, right? In this space, I want to put those sheets. Can I do that? Is it possible?
Yes.
I have I have two sheets over here, sheet A and sheet B, and I need to put both the sheets in this particular area.
Okay.
So I have a couple of questions, right? First of all, if I'll put two sheets into this region, will it not look very cluttered? Number two, at a
Okay.
point at a point, only one sheet has a data, whereas other doesn't have the data. Will it look good if I show that? Or if not, then what are the solutions? Do you have any thought in mind?
Yeah. We can't put more than one sheet.
What else?
So is either we adjust our sheets,
Mhm.
or already created this sheet collector selector. Can't we use
Mhm.
it? Can't we use that the sheet that has the sheet collect selector?
This parameter you are talking about, right?
Yes.
We will be using it. We will be using it. But my question is, on this particular sheet, if I select B, I don't see anything. My data comes into sheet B, right? It is not coming on A. And if I select A, data comes on A, not on B, right? Which means I will have to use both the sheets, isn't it?
Yes. That's what
Without,
it is.
yeah, we need to use both the sheets, and that is what we need to go with. So I'll go back to this dashboard here. Okay, even before that, let's just format this sheet a bit so that it will look good. Um, Border to bold, and
In a live,
Mhm.
real life project, where does the wireframe comes in?
Can you please repeat?
As in a real life project, where
Mhm.
does the wireframe comes in? I was thinking that the product owner gives gives the developer the wireframe.
Product owner can give you the wireframe, or basically, yeah, a kind of blueprint for the dashboard. He will not go to the individual objects and kind of um, give the details. He will say
Is
that on a particular dashboard, he or he will say that on a particular dashboard they need to see these objects, and these are the different chart types what you will use, what KPI and measures you will represent in them. How you are going to implement, that's up to you.
okay. Is it always so, or is optional from the product owner?
I mean, it's a very particular question for a business, because generally, what happens, like for anything what we get from product owner or a business analyst, we can recommend our best practices, and basis that, whether that thing meets business requirement or not, product owner can take the decision. If our alternate solution is meeting that business requirement or fulfilling that requirement, sometimes we can get the updation in the requirements given by business analyst or a product owner, right? We can always discuss and change few things, but there has to be a basic requirement that should meet every time. Okay, so the formatting is done here. I'll go to this place. Okay, now so far I have not discussed anything related to containers. What I'm going to do now, I'll drag some containers into my sheet. So containers, when I say container, basically you see here objects,
Hmm?
And under this object, you have like web page, blank, button, extension, image, text, vertical, and then horizontal. So horizontal is what I'm going to, sorry, horizontal and vertical. These are the two containers under which if you need to put your objects horizontally, you can use this one. If you want to put objects on top of each other, then you can use vertical. So over here, I'm going to drag horizontal. Because it is float, it will be like this. I can resize this object. Fine. So this is done so far. Now I'll change my strategy. Till now I was using only floating, right? Now
Okay.
I'll use tiled. Okay. So far I have not selected anything. I'll just go and do tiled. My object is this, and I have selected tiled. Now I will drag my sheets into tiled format, sheet A and sheet B, and will put it into this containers, right? So sheet A is there in this container now.
Yes.
How? Right? Now I will drag my sheet B also in the containers. I need to put horizontally, so I'll kind of put it like this. No, it's not coming. What's wrong? Okay, I'll select B once again, try to drag. Okay, and then, okay, so now if you see over here, I have both of my sheets into this one container, right? How will you validate that these both are in one container? Right now it is B. If I select A, you will see sheet B title went down and A has a data. If I select B, you will get data in B and A will collapse, right?
Okay.
Are you getting this behavior? But
Yes.
but the flaw with this behavior is that I have this title sheet A, sheet B. If I select A, I don't want to see
B.
B. If I select B, I don't want to see A, right? Vice versa. So in order to cater that or in order to correct that, what I need to do simply I will hide the title. Okay. Now, if you just maximize this and see here, if it is B, this appears. If it is A, another sheet appears. So if this is city over here, and this is product name. So I don't see the title and it works perfectly fine. I'm able to occupy the area in this chart also, in this complete dashboard basically, and we are able to kind of occupy the complete real estate. What you can further, because still my parameter is lying here, that is not good. If you wish, you can put it somewhere here so that you can select easily, or maybe you can put it on the top. But this parameter is applicable to only this particular visualization, so it's better if you put it here only, nearby this. It depends, like, see, if any parameter or filters they are applicable to all the objects, then you should put at the top, right? At the top somewhere here. But if they are applicable to only one particular chart, then you need to put that on that particular chart only. Fine. So now if I just save this, okay. Home, like this. So there is no other change which you need to do, because we were working on an individual dashboard and we kept the object over here. Now it all look good. Only the scatter plot, I mean, it looks a little different than the other charts which I have here. So if you wish, you can play with it and kind of maybe put some other visualization also if you wish. I just adjusted it, and okay, let me see, donut. Okay, I'll select floating again and fetch this donut chart.
So for best practice, is it once the dash in this case, won't the dashboard won't the dashboard be jam packed?
I actually didn't get your question.
I say in this case, won't the sheets be too much for the dashboard?
Okay, you are saying that the sheets, there are many sheets on the dashboard. See,
Yes.
it's again on the requirement, I would say, because most of the time people want many number of dashboards to be shown on, reports to be shown on one dashboard. So in that case, you can put it. But for best practices, I mean, you were right. We should not have more than 5 or 6 sheets on one dashboard, right? Maximum 5 or 6 sheets should be there on one dashboard. If there are more, you can create another dashboard for that. That should be the best practice.
So now it all depends on the product owner's requirements.
Yeah. Okay, so average, we can take count, distinct, for this also count, distinct. This I think we did earlier. It will come to center, and then we can move to our dashboard. Yeah. Now another best practice could be, because see, if you see here, the images which we have put, like home icon or this left and right arrow key, these are not transparent. They have white background, and that's why it looks little it doesn't look good, because it has white background. So if you are putting images on dashboard, external images, try to get transparent images, because that will give you a little better user experience and uh, visualization. Fine. Okay. So yeah, I think this is what. Any specific question, Bio? I mean, not only to the topic what we covered today. I would say, like, tell me any question across the all the sessions, if you have any today. We can go about that those questions.
Uh, I'm made to understand that in a company scenario, after building your dashboard, it
Mhm,
goes through the the development, testing, and production process.
mhm.
I'm gonna cover that too.
Okay, so what happens, like as soon as I mean, since the beginning, right? As soon as you will start creating your dashboard, first of
Okay.
all, generally the companies don't give access to the production database, right? You will get access to the development database. So
Okay.
from there you will get your data. For example, right now I have connected to sample superstore. So this is my development zone. Okay. This is not real data. This is not live data. This is just a replica of your data, what we are connected to right now. As a best practice, first of all, will be like create extract so that whether you have connection, live connection or not, you can continue your work, right? As a first step, you should follow that. Never develop your dashboards or reports on live connection, because if you work on live connection, if let's say there is a Wi-Fi dropped or network goes off, then in that case you will lose the connectivity and you cannot continue your work, right? So always work on extract so that you can continue your work whether you have connectivity or not. So that is first. Another thing, because most of the development happens on the development zone or development database, you can create your dashboards once you are ready. Like once you are ready with the dashboards, that your dashboard is ready and it meets the business requirement, like you get the sign off, not exactly the final sign off, I would say on the development code, you get the sign off. Then you can publish this dashboard to the server. Now, in organizations, they will have minimum two or four servers, right? When I say minimum two, basically one will be for development and one will be for production. So,
Okay.
first of all, you need to publish your dashboard to the development servers, right? So that as soon as you publish it to the development server, testing team or the other people can go and take a look of this dashboard. They can provide their feedback. If there is any defect or something is not working, they can provide that feedback or raise the defects, right? Those defects will come back to the developer. Now the developer will work on those that feedback on those defects, and then again, once those defects are fixed, he will again deploy or publish this dashboard to the development environment only, development server only, right? So that another iteration of testing can be done. So once the defects are fixed by the developer, he'll push it again, and then the testing team will take a look of that dashboard once again and all the reports, whether all the filters are working fine or not, or look and feel of things is fine or not. All that to be taken care. Once this is done, once this cycles, it can be happen in one iteration, two iteration, three iteration, until unless all the defects are not closed, product owner is not happy, this iteration will keep on happening. Once it is closed, then we need to deploy the same dashboard by changing the connection, right? Earlier, so far we were working on the extract or the testing development. Once you deploy, you can have live connection with your development database, not the production database, right? It so far you were limited to either extract or development database. But once you get the final sign off from the product owner that everything is fine, you can move it for production. Then you will change the connection, connect to your production data source, and then you can move it to production service. Production server means then you will deploy your dashboard to the production server Tableau servers, right? Now over here, things to be taken care, right? Points to be taken care would be there has to be same name of the fields in your production database and development database. In case these fields are different in production and different in development, as soon as you will move your dashboard from development to production, it will fail. So we need to be very cautious and very cautious while moving this dashboard to production. And you need to do the sanity even before publishing that all the fields are same. You getting?
Mhm.
If not same, then what can happen? Then what will you do? Is there any approach in your mind? If let's say fields are not same, what can we do?
It that as an if we want to take it to the production server,
Mhm.
it has to come from the production database, right?
Yeah, yeah, production database, correct.
If it's not, if it's same, if it's not same,
No, no, it has to be same. But see what happens generally, because in development environment, many people have access. They can change things, right? In
Mhm.
development, if you are working in a development environment, you will have access and you will be able to change anything. Let's say you created some field name and you kept working, but finally when you were planning to move that dashboard to production environment, over there would be a different field name. Then this thing will fail. So that's what I'm saying. Before publishing anything to the production, you need to make sure that field should be same. So that sanity you need to do every time,
Okay.
right? And it's the best practice that the field name to be same everywhere in development as well as in production. So that check need to be done on very frequent periods.
Okay. That should be your daily. That should be part of your daily routine.
Yeah, daily routine, correct. Or either don't give access to the people who are kind of prone to change things. Right?
Because at the at the development level, you cannot uh, restrict access to your work.
No, I mean there are few things which can be restricted, but not everything, right? There
Okay.
are few things which can be restricted, and that is what people do. Because if you, let's say there is a new developer who joins in the team, and if you give all the accesses, he can delete anything, he can change anything. So that will impact, uh, I mean, huge change or huge. It can make a huge challenge.
And also, does it depends on the company structure?
Structure, you mean job structure or data model?
Yeah, the data model.
See, that's what I'm saying. Data model in both the environment should be same. Data
Okay.
can be, right, number of records can be different, because in development you will not get the same data. In development environment you will have test data. In production you will have the actual real time data. So number of records can be different, but the structure should be same. You cannot have a different structure in development and different structure in production. You cannot have that.
Okay, I got you.
Okay, so I just renamed few things here, created this in a way. So now any Tableau server, whether it is Tableau public or Tableau online, it gives you feature to kind of export your dashboard into PowerPoint, image, or different other formats. So this is because you would be able to use your dashboards directly into presentations. So I just exported a one. We'll see where it has gone. So I exported that in PPT. So over here, if you'll see, it says cross table, then that cross table is there. We have this chart, we have this chart on one, then we have area plot. Okay, scatter plot, it's not coming good. I don't know why it is coming like this. Okay, it is because of this legend. That's why. Okay. We have Pareto, we have word cloud. So you can see, right? I mean, the only thing I did, I just exported it in form of uh, PowerPoint, and all the things are there on my chart. If you wish, you can use them as it is, or if you want, you can do a little bit of formatting. And these are the production, I mean, presentation ready. So the main flaws you will see wherever I have a big legend like this, right? If you see this, it's a legend over here, and because of this, you were getting your data in a very small format. So you can, if we, let's say if PPT is the main product of your dashboard, you can anytime go back and correct these things. For example, I'll go back from sheet one. Okay, over here I don't have any data. Maybe I can remove this because I don't see the use of this sheet. For this, I think this is fine. Bar and dual axis chart. But I just give me 1 minute.
All right.
Okay. So yeah, this dual bar, profit, dual bar. Then we have candle chart. We are good with it. Heat map. So over here, okay, this is also fine. For bubbles, I have this huge, list of cities, and because of this, I was kind of getting a very bad visualization of this on chart. Okay, this is fine again. This is fine. It will also be fine. Okay. Title, sheet 19, histogram, previous versus current, forecasting. This is also fine. Okay, over here, let me unselect this. Group, box and whiskers. I think this was also fine. Map 2. This was not fine because of this list, I was getting a very small chart. Image map, summary. Okay, let's save it again and we'll try to extract it once again. PowerPoint. We'll replace this one. Now, if you see here, no, it's old one only. Yeah, 1037. No. Because the first sheet was open, so that's why it didn't kind of exported. I'll do it again. Yeah. Something went wrong. I hope I saved it. Okay, so we'll try to export this once again. Yes, it is saved. So export as PowerPoint, save, pictures. It's just not responding. Okay, image. Okay, now it created. Okay, so the PPT is here now. If you open, you will from the beginning you will see like this time you will have a. Okay, this is still the same. Okay, we'll go back to this scatter plot bubble charts. Okay, I think we need to kind of manage these well so that it should not appear here, because in PPT it has again shown the legend, and because of that we have a very bad look of scatter plot. So I believe there would be same thing for map also. Yes, even for map you are getting this big legend. Fine. So I mean maybe we can hide it or completely ignore these things, the legends, so that it will be better. The other formats what we have here is packaged workbook. So do you know like why we use this packaged workbook? What is
You
it? What is it?
you
Yeah, yeah,
say
please go ahead. Hmm.
I didn't get that.
Okay, so by default, when you save your Tableau dashboard or report, see what happens. You get this extension which is TWB. TWB means it is Tableau workbook. So, for example, if I send you this TWB file from my system, so anything like this data, though I have connected to extract, but if I send TWB file, you will not get that extract data. You will not get any of the external images what we added in our dashboards, right? For example, we added images like this, right? These were the images which we added into our dashboard. If I just save it as TWB file and send it to you, this workbook or this dashboard will not work on your system. In order to share this workbook with anybody, you need to save this as TWBX file. That is packaged workbook. If I say packaged workbook, you will see it is TWBX, Tableau workbook extract or packaged workbook. This type of workbook will have all data connection, images, any external elements what we use into workbook will be kind of zipped into one file, and that you can share with anybody, and they'll be kind of open it on their system without a live connectivity. Okay.
Okay.
Now going back to other options, export as version. So yeah, these are the versions what you create out of your dashboard. So version 1, version 2, version 3, those type of things you can create. Now similarly, like Tableau has these are the different options. Do you know what is backward compatibility or forward compatibility?
No.
Okay, so right now I'm using Tableau 2019.2.10 version.
Okay.
Okay. Is it possible that on your system you will have 2020? On my Mac, I have 2020, and on this, I have 2019. So there are different versions of Tableau's desktop. What Tableau releases kind of after some time. So what happens when I say forward compatibility? Any old version of Tableau desktop or dashboard can be opened into new version, right? So for example, I'm creating this dashboard into 2019. I can open it anytime in 2020 version. But if I create something in 2020 version and I try to open that in 2019, it will not open, right? So there are two things. Either it will not open or it will ask you to upgrade that dashboard. So what would happen as soon as you upgrade it, it will change from 2019 to 2020, which means there are many software, not only Tableau I'm talking about, there are many softwares like all the products of even Microsoft or Oracle, they come up with the forward compatibility, which means you create anything in the old version, but anytime you can upgrade that into the new version. There could be possibility that there are some dependencies which you need to install or some added component you need to add, but you will be able to upgrade your old things into new. But downgrading is generally not possible. Like, let's say you're working on the latest version and you want to change it back to the old version, that's not possible. But over here, because there is no major difference between Tableau versions, what Tableau gives you offer as, you can, because it is 2019 right now, okay, so it is telling me that I can save a copy as to 2018 also, right? I just saved a copy of 2018. This one.
Okay.
Right, now let's see. Oh, if I open this, what will happen?
It should open.
Yeah, it will open, but it should give me some pop-up. It should give me some message, ideally. I don't think I have Tableau 2018. Do I? No. Okay. It should have given an option because this was saved as 2018 version. No. No. I mean,
Since,
though,
since you're opening it in 2019, I think it will open with that option, with that message.
it seems so. Yeah. Because I just looked into this and went ahead and looked into the version. It shows 2019 only. Mhm. Yeah, it's opening in 2019 only. Maybe that's the reason. But which means you can open it easily in 2018 because as per Tableau, it says that it is compatible to that. All the 10s, 18s, and 19. So this action will save a new workbook will not overwrite your existing. The new workbook has a major feature and functionality loss when exported to 2019 one. The following functionality is not available in Tableau version. So new map style and new map layer. So this was the only change you can see here, right?
Okay.
Right. It tells that it's good. So in 18, if you see, there is a same. There is no major change in 18 dot 18.3 and 2019, but in 18.2 you have these many changes. Go to sheet action, new map style and new map layer, all text or all images in the dashboard. Sorry, alternate text and images. So see, like in each version, they are making some changes. So these are the some features you lose if you open this in the older versions. Okay, now this is fine. These three options are very important when while sharing dashboard or reports with other people. Now, what is this show start page? Fine, it's a start page. No worries. Print to PDF. It will work similar to kind of as it has been working for PPT, PowerPoint. Similarly, you will get this also working. Uh, okay, but it has exported. Okay, I think I didn't select all the options. It should have exported all the pages. So entire workbook or active sheet, and then the layout. Okay, so on one page you will have one visualization. Okay, for in this case, I think it is the same visualization which we got on two pages. Like it was not, maybe it was not able to accommodate in one page because of the width. So it got broken down into two. Same goes with this. So this view is not fine, I think. This looks better here. Okay. Okay. You can play with these options because some of these will be required as we go. Then PDF is there, print is there, import workbook. Import workbook, basically opening another workbook here. Okay. You can change you can change the repository location also if you want, right? But you need to kind of define that here. Refresh extract. So let's say in your workbook you have 10 data sources or extracts you have connected to. So you can refresh all of them in one go. Then worksheet, dashboard, story. Okay. I believe you must have explored these options.
Yes.
Fine. So I think we are good here so far. Now, in last half an hour, let me just switch back to your resume here. I think we are good with these topics. Do we have any question on Tableau itself before I move to your resume part?
No.
Okay. All right. So